Ooh, I got a purple ring, which I think I could break down. Actually got quite a bit of loot over here. I saw something just now. There we go. Interesting. Gold. What's this? More ring. Do I sell those or do I break them down for parts? Oh, that's freaking cool. Let's look at my inventory real quick. Where'd it go? There it is. Actually, I should do this in the crafting menu. Ooh, what was that? And not really a whole heck of a lot. Find and talk to her, which I need to do. Large box of pills. I'm getting a lot of purple items. And I don't know if that means that they're good or they're rare, but I am getting a lot of them. Loot, that probably refills ammo. Go out that way. Okay, let's go to the crafting menu. And we want to craft this. And what did he have? Let's go find out. This guy, he had a migraine. I don't think I have the treatment for a migraine. What did he have? I don't know. I apparently didn't see that. So I have treatment for fatigue, cold, bronchitis, sepsis, pneumonia, anemia. Let's make one of each of these, I think. And then we'll get them as we go. Okay, so I'm out of stuff. So I can buy stuff from her. That's good to know. I can recycle this stuff. So I can make glass vials. I'm just doing all of these because why not? Give me the vials. Okay. Can I make a cure for this now? No, I'm pretty close. Don't have enough. Don't have enough. That'll do. Oh, and I wanted to, because I think I just realized, I think I got an upgrade item. Yes, so I can upgrade this. Now, we can choose to increase damage dealt or decrease reloading time. I think I'm not really doing it for damage, so I'm going to do the reload time. I'm kind of doing it so I can get some the stun in. I'm not trying to hit him with the damage. Okay. Cool. Can I go out this way? Is this gonna take me outside or is it different? Okay, it's a different room. Oh, really? I was just about to fall asleep over here. Okay, let's stun. These guys are level 14. Crap, I tried to hit B. Let's put this on the ground and then patch through it. Ow. Okay. Haha. That ability is really good, actually. I know I said when I was looking at my abilities before, I was like, it looks okay. Blood as addiction, new collectible. Vampires drink blood. This may be their most specific trait, the sinister peculiarity of their condition. Okay, interesting. If I may so. But for me, this is not the most important characteristic of their diet. What has always fascinated me since I started to study them is the imperative need for blood they seem to endure. They want it more than anything, and this desire can drive them to expose themselves. And when they drink it, they seem to feel some sort of short trance. An ecstatic epiphany said to me once a Volkhold, whatever, I don't know, I interviewed in Moscow. I'm convinced that this is an essential element to understand the nature and condition of the vampires. Or the nature, yeah. I just lost my spot. The nature and the condition of the vampires. They don't drink blood because it sustains them, but that it offers them ecstasy. Vampires are addicted to blood, all of them. It is part of their nature, and those among the immortals who refuse to submit their appetite by the strength of their will only are never freed from this addiction. So basically, it's just like, hey, vampires, They like blood. Thanks, game. I could have told you that. But, you know, giving us vampire lore in a vampire game's actually kind of to be expected, right? Now, there was another door off over there, and I am kind of curious about that door, but I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so this is going to let me outside. I'm going to probably have to sleep at that bed anyways, so I'll go back to that door when I'm done. I'm not over here, like, super curious about it or worried. I'll be back here. I'll get my loot, and I'll move on. It is kind of curious wherever this goes, though. So there's nothing out here. This can lead down. This looks familiar. Right, that's where I was before. Aha! So now I've got that open. That's really good to know. And where was the... Ooh, trash can. Leave it. Whoa. Okay, sure. Skip the trash can then. We're gonna go this way. And I should really eat her. just get her off the street, honestly. Is there nothing over here that's locked? Let's just go to our mission objective.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Yes, let's observe him. Okay, so he's going into the back, which I can follow him with. Is that... Am I just going to stand here and watch him? Okay, that's cool. Let's do that.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
That's curious. So essentially, you get to see like what's going on.
Journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius.
Did he not just?
Church they just mentioned.
Did he not just see me staring into the gate, just looking at him? Wouldn't that make you a little suspicious? Like, hey, what's that guy doing?
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look.
Welcome,
Don't be
sir.
afraid.
Please take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reid. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
I see. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's see what you got.
Show me what you have.
Ooh, he's got common trigger parts, which I need to upgrade that stupid pistol. Even more so. He also has some of this stuff, which would be nice to have. On my hand of things, I can sell him this, which would be great. I can keep all that and that. That sells for 16, 12, and 1. I don't know about the rings. I don't know about selling them or not.
You never lose your focus, do you?
Your life in London. How is business?
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
It's weird because like the face doesn't look so bad. I mean his eyebrows are kind of, it's got like he's got a weird brow line on his model, but it's just like the eyes and the nose just aren't animated, which is the weirdest thing.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
I see, okay.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Okay. Back out.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Curious. Sure, blame the migrants. She's just trying to help.
So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
I see. So he's kind of annoyed at that. I don't have anything there.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Good to know. So find Clayton in the area. You Clayton? Hey Clayton.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off.
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reid, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
He's kind of a butthead. Alright, I'm not gonna talk to him.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
He's a butthead. And you know what? People who are rude, they don't
Hello,
deserve me.
I'm Dr. Reid, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay, then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way.
Who the heck is this kid?
My dreams are soaked with gloom.
Peterson's house. Okay, let's talk to him.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
is this Eeyore? Is like as a kid?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which...
What is he sick with? Has a frail constitution, is often sick. I see.
What can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
You know, there's one thing you're always going to get with this game. Fantastic cello music.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
Well, you know what? I can help with
You'll
that.
feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
Cool. Wait, I want to go back.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. this look like a nice place to live?
I mean, I suppose not. You have a place to call home. Your father did his best. Your situation can only improve. Yeah, you know.
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
Why don't you just leave?
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reid. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Ah, yeah, okay. You know, give it to him.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Cool.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Can I loot his house? He clearly doesn't want to live here.
And suffering in this world.
Also, did we cure him? Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, he's recovering. Okay, good. So this is all going to get better for these people that I've healed so far when we rest. Because when we do that, I will be able to...
It's locked, all right.
Maybe I can find a key. When we do that, I'll be able to level up some more, and then it'll be the next day, and it should be kind of better. Job refusal letter. Dear Mr. Peterson, so this is his father, it is my duty to inform you of our refusal to accept your application for a job at the dockyard. I must thank you for your time, or for the time spent at our office explaining the difficulty of your situation with your ill boy and the loss of your beloved wife. But it is also my duty to point out the policy of our company, which expressly reproves the employment of former criminals or convicts. Your unfortunate connections with the ill-famed wet boot boys have been duly noted. These are hard times, sir, and Finch and Harper intend to reward first the candidates who pass the small inquiry we like to conduct about our future employees. You have my deepest sympathy, and may God be with you and your family. Okay. Loot. Professional vampire hunters, new collectible. If you ever suspect someone to be a vampire, don't try to kill it yourself. You have no chance. Instead, contact me or try to inform a professional vampire killer. These men and women are rare, but they know what to do against these evil creatures. It even seems that some of them are working together under the name of the Guard of Prywin, a paramilitary organization dedicated to the eradication of vampires in London. They are your friends. You are not alone. Solutions exist. Be smart. Spread the word. Clearance Crossley. For more employees. Interesting. I like collecting collectibles.
It's
very collectible. I have a feeling I would get the key if I killed him or his father. But that's not quite what I want to do. So we're going to go... Ooh, can I loot that? Just looted it right in front of him. And I just leave his house. Get out of here, loser. We gotta find this Clayton guy. Didn't we talk to... Is that him? Find Clayton in the area. Hello, sir?
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby.
Found him.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reid.
Dr. Reid, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Cool. An underground medical dispensary.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
A nurse I know is compromised. I care about public health. Sure.
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out. Yeah,
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
I see.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
I see. This is rather curious. Wow, he's got a lot of stuff that I can learn from. But, I don't know. Should I? What are you doing after sunset? Yeah, what are you doing here after sunset?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
I see.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
Makes sense.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
I see. It's criminal. It's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Okay.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
It could be. Let's go with that.
I must confess, some of my rational views have been shaken by recent events.
I'll remember to stay away from the district's roughest streets then.
Good idea. Okay. I just asked him those questions. Does he have any personal questions? No. Cool. We're done with him.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
So, there's a crazy nun or something up there. Find the inhabitants. Find Richard Nethercott, which I thought I just... And find the mailbox and the letter. So, they are both that way or that way? I think they're both this way. Let's go this way.